Hey guys, it's John and welcome to my playthrough of Scratches. This is a 2006 horror adventure game that I've been meaning to play for about 12 years now. Around the time that I originally started my YouTube channel, around 2011, 2012, in that era is when I was ramping up, Scratches was a game that was recommended a lot to me. I was playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent for the first time and various other frictional games like Penumbra: Black Plague, and people were like, if you like those games, you would love this. It's got a great atmosphere, it's Lovecraft inspired, a couple other things that they told me that I've forgotten that kind of piqued my interest. But the thing was, since it came out in 2006, around the time of 2012, it's not that it was considered old, but it was an older game, and it just never was a high priority with me, but I always meant to play it. Never got around to it. Actually, I did play about 20 minutes of it in a lost video. The game was running really badly on my computer, which was my computer's fault, not the game. I had a really bad computer at the time, and so I kind of gave up on it. I was really impatient back then. But now I think that's a good thing, because I think I would appreciate it a lot more now, because from what I understand, it's a very story-driven game, very atmospheric, and it's an adventure game. I love adventure games, so I'm eager to check it out. And the reason why I'm checking it out now in particular is that the developers had I'm not sure if it was a sequel or just a spiritual successor game in the same vein, called Asylum, that actually was kickstarted back in 2013, and I remember seeing a trailer for it in 2012, and they acted like it was coming out like very soon. In fact, I believe they were saying that they were aiming for like Halloween 2013 for the release, and the game never came out until 12 years later. It came out in March 2025, out of nowhere, at least for me. So seeing that Asylum is a game that actually exists now, 13 years after I first heard about it, is kind of surreal, but it made me want to go back and play Scratches for the first time. So that's what I'm doing here. A couple things about this game. You may notice that the resolution is strange. It's running in 4:3 aspect ratio, which is a product of it being in the mid-2000s, right? So there's black bars on not only on the top and bottom, but the left and right. But we're just gonna have to deal with it. The game actually, as is common for a lot of games from its era, these are the options. Very minimalist here. There's just not a whole lot to work with. There's no volume control even, so the game's like blasting my eardrums right now. We're just gonna have to deal with it. I did try to change around the resolution a little bit in the settings, but games that are 15, 20 years old like this are a little stubborn with that stuff, and it can really affect compatibility. The fact that I'm even playing it on like a Windows 10 PC is pretty amazing to me. So with that said, it also doesn't keep my settings, I've noticed. I'm going to up the gamma to low, just because YouTube compression tends to make videos darker. This is a very dark game from what I remember. We're gonna put camera speed slow. I launched the game already to test this. We're gonna want it slow. We're gonna do text speed slow, and we're gonna do alternate control disable. Alternate control moves the camera with the mouse. We don't want that. We're gonna turn slideshow mode off. So yeah, that's what I'm doing for the options. There's nothing else, no graphical options, no volume, but don't worry, there are subtitles. With that said, let's go ahead and start a new game. And we will do director's cut. I assume the last visit is like an alternate scenario, kind of like Silent Hill 2, Born from a Wish, or something like that. So let's go ahead and get started with it. After that lengthy intro. Nucleosis, that was the developer of this game. This game, actually, I'm playing the Steam version, which was actually taken down. You can't get this game on Steam anymore. I think it was taken down like 2015 or something like that. I'm not sure on all the details, but it seems like there was a lot of maybe legal disputes with this game, publishing rights, that kind of thing. Because Nucleosis is actually a defunct studio now. They are now known as Senscape, a lot of the developers from it. I don't know if it's the whole team or what. But Senscape is the one that published the new game, Asylum. I think Nucleosis only had this game and maybe a couple others that I'd never heard of, so... You know, unless you're a big fan of Scratches, you're probably not familiar with the rest of their work. But it's great to see them finally publishing Asylum. I can't wait to play that game after this one. Okay, maybe we should have turned the gamma up.
I arrived at Blackwood Manor one cold Saturday morning amidst a thick veil of fog. The weather didn't look good, and there was an unnatural calm surrounding the area, yet I soon became entangled with the place.
Yeah, I'm getting like Alone in the Dark and Mist vibes just from this early part. Let's see, the cloudy sky above me seemed rather unsettling. It almost made me lose my balance. I felt a curious urge to run for shelter, and my new home in the distance seemed very inviting. Okay. Let's see if the cursor speed is fixed. I had to turn down my, well, I don't know if it's fixed, but it's much better than it was when I launched it earlier. Okay, well, we're just gonna look around then. The imposing main gates were guarding the entrance to the manor. Even if I wanted to leave, I could not do so on foot. Let's take a look at the mailbox. If you have motion sickness, by the way, I'm sorry for all the camera movement. There's not really a way around it. Oh, the mailbox was empty. Okay. Here's inventory right here. We've got, well, I thought it was like a diary, but I guess we haven't written anything in it yet. It was the key Jerry gave me to Blackwood Manor. Okay. So in adventure games, if you're not familiar, you kind of got to use sort of outdated controls. You had to, like, if you want to look at an item, you don't just click on it. You click on the magnifying glass first or an equivalent, and then you click on the item in your inventory you want to look at. The suitcase was holding some of my stuff and was awfully heavy. My loyal typewriter was inside that case. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Let me see. Can I... Oh. Okay. Oh, I see. I was zoomed in just then. Okay. It was the boot of my car, which, considering my non-existent technical expertise, I hoped I would never need to open. Oh, okay. Oh, so the trunk is in the front then. Is that right? Oh, okay. Here we go. Thank you. My car keys? The key to my trusty car. Okay, well. Okay. It was the car's starter. Really? I wonder if, can we just leave? I had only just arrived, and the idea of going driving again wasn't very tempting. Oh, okay. That's fine. We'll just put that back in our inventory. Or not. Okay. All right. I get it. Not really much here for us. Okay, I guess we've got all our stuff, actually. We don't really need to do anything else. Let's go move forward. Turn to the right. Okay. It's like a barn or something. A hefty lock was preventing my entry to the garage. I'm guessing that this doesn't go to it, right? This key right here? The key didn't fit there. There's no way I could open it with my bare hands. Okay, we got logs and rusty barrels. Okay. I guess we'll maybe come back here later. It looks like there's like some fog in there. It's all Silent Hill in there. Time to confront myself and my darkest fears, my psychological horror. Okay. You know, maybe we should just go inside the house. That makes most sense for immersion. Yeah, you know, I vaguely remember playing this part like 10 years ago. The door to the house was locked, fortunately. Okay. With very little effort, the key unlocked the front door. Okay, well, I'm glad it didn't take much effort. Okay, I can't explore the porch anymore. Okay. Let's go in. All right. Oh. It was a rather torn umbrella. There's a huge vase of Oriental craftsmanship standing by the window. A tiny vase almost hidden in a corner completed the modest furnishings in the lobby. Oh my god. Oh, there's a phone here.
Hello?
Michael, it's me.
Hey, Jerry. It's good to hear your voice.
I see that piece of junk you got there is working.
My thoughts exactly. I was afraid it'd fall apart as soon as I laid my fingers on it.
So how did you find everything? Do you like the place?
It's hard to tell yet. I'm very impressed, that's for sure.
You sound odd. Is everything okay?
Yes, it's perfectly fine. It's just that I'm in awe. I mean, pleasantly surprised. This house is like a dream come true.
So you do like it? You got me worried there for 1 second.
I'm telling you, I'm going to turn this place into a factory of horror stories.
Good. You ought to finish that book. I'm rooting for you, mate. You sure everything is in order?
Well, I just got here. Let me have a look around, and I'll get back to you if I find anything strange.
Excellent. I'll talk to you later.
Alright. Cheerio, Jerry. Cheerio. Jerry-o. Whatever. That didn't really work. Okay. Seems like there's a... Is there a missing horse here? Okay. I intended to brighten up the whole place, but to my surprise, the lights wouldn't work. Okay. Oh. Okay. We're gonna have to learn the layout of this place. Sheesh. Okay. I'm actually... Can I go back in? Okay, hang on 1 second, guys. Hate to disrupt the pacing, but I think I need to lower the mouse setting even more than I already did. Okay, I lowered the mouse even more. It's very low now. I think it's okay. I'm not sure how much more reduction would even make a difference. Okay. A generic standard lamp. Still, it was elegant and tasteful. Okay. Interesting. Lots of artwork here. Let's go back out into the entryway. Now, I don't want to go upstairs just yet. What about this one? A majestic grandfather clock was gently ticking nearby. It was almost sleep-inducing, but I was glad it was working. It was just another ordinary vase. Lots of vases around here. Okay, okay. I'm trying to get like a mental map idea of where I am with everything. I always wanted to be a pianist, but eventually found another use for my fingers. That sounded... Okay, we might need to phrase that a little differently. Oh, you mean writing. Sorry. It was just he phrased it like it was a euphemism of some kind. Okay, well, this is what a great painting to hang up in the family room. Hey, remember when this dad tried to callously murder his son? Is this what, Abraham and Isaac or something? Sheesh. Hey, what if I just killed my own son? Wouldn't that be cool? Let's hang this up. Son, this will be you if you don't obey the rules. A fancy red clock, which sadly wasn't functioning. Oh, then we probably need to take note of what time it is. It's 10 and 2, it looks like, so 10:10, really. And then like 37 seconds or something like that. The place was full of exquisite, albeit aged, candelabras. Ooh, the candelabras. I like that word, one of my faves. It was all gibberish to me. Well, I can read music, so it wouldn't be gibberish to me. But, you know, for always wanting to be a pianist, you know, looking at a sheet music would be like step one. Okay, let's see. Is there something here? Wow, somebody's got Michelangelo's painting over here. Well, at least like half of it. There's only a couple places that you can walk. Let's see. So the power's not working, right? Yeah, just in case I tried again, but there still was no power. Okay, is there something else? There's a fireplace here. I don't think I can sit down in the living room. Oh, no, I can. Okay. I wondered how long that cup of coffee had been sitting there. There's coffee in it? It's not just an empty mug? Oh. April 20th. Okay. During a tit of rage, I burnt my previous diary. Not that I regret it, as if my disjointed notes were worth anything. Their only purpose was to keep me sane. I feel that this is my escape route, my only means of finding some inner peace. Whenever I put my pen to this paper, I feel that I can reflect upon my situation. I just wish I had more options, that's all. But I'm rambling. I must think clearly. Focus. Focus. Reminds me of Daniel from Amnesia. May 12th. I become an eternal guardian, stuck between few choices, none of which are good. Do I fulfill a promise and violate everything that I believe in, the very principles of my life? Or am I condemned to spend the rest of my existence in this deadened estate? A ghost with no other purpose than just being here, watching. I truly have no escape. I can't find an appropriate solution to this problem, and I must pay the price. I'm a shadow of the man I used to be. Only these notes remain, my testament in these moments of meditation, my sole companion. June 26th. Today I spent the entire afternoon staring at the window, my mind blank. Oddly enough, I really didn't care. It seems now as though it was something natural for me, part of my personality. But I know the reason very well. I've lost my soul. I'm an empty shell, devoid of any feelings. I renounced them on that fateful day. And the worst thing is, I knew there were going to be consequences. No, that's not true. Consequences were far worse than I expected. How could I be so blind? So wait, are these Jerry's notes? Jerry, what's going on, my man? 6 months later here, January 25th. I often wonder what would have happened if we had simply reversed it all. What would happen if right now I came out and told the world what really happened? No, I'd end up rotting in jail, although that might be a better destiny compared to this eternal suffering. November 17th. So this is 11 months later. You gotta start writing some years on here. I can't say for sure when it began. I just heard them one morning coming from next room. The whispers. Are they real? Have I been alone for too long? They won't stop. I can't stand it any longer. February 9th. Ever since I locked it away, that everything seems to have calmed down a bit. Perhaps James was right after all. It's madness, I know, but at this point, I'd be inclined to believe anything. This is just May. Oh my gosh, is this like an itchy tasty Keeper's Diary moment? Resident Evil. Over the years, I was convinced that everything James suffered was a misfortune, a whim of destiny. For the first time ever, I'm not so sure anymore. I never thought it could happen, but I believe I understand now. If this is so, then cursed be my soul. Poor James. If I had acted in another way, then maybe things would have worked out differently. But it's too late now, and I have to suffer my cavalry. September 13th. The noises are back, although this time they're different. Before, I'd only hear them inside my head, as if someone or something was whispering and, how to put this, interrupting my thoughts. But now I can really feel them spreading around the house. What are they? September 14th. This is the next day. Very strange decision. They skip like 11 months at a time, but back-to-back days here. I've realized the noises are coming from down there. I don't want to think about it anymore. December. They are unbearable. They get worse at night. Oh, I wish it would stop. What is going on down there? I don't dare go near. I don't want to know. March, but they scratched out RCH and wrote Y, May. So it's not March, it's May. God, how many years have passed? I have lost all sense of time. I have to get out of this place. The diary disturbed me in a way I couldn't explain, yet I felt curious about what had been tormenting that poor fellow. It looked as if an untidy person enjoyed reading in the living room. It's not nice and tidy here. Okay. Hello. Peeling onions, or what are you doing? So some of the artwork here is fine. But like, I mean, why would you have this and not the other half? Right? Or wait, is this like the Sistine Chapel? This isn't the one where he's like... I don't know. I know you art nerds are gonna be like, you don't know the name of the artwork? The fireplace had a generous amount of wood in it, and I was relieved to know that I could warm the place up in case it got cold. I'm certainly not good at chopping trees. And neither am I. One time I tried. I took a machete and I tried chopping some firewood from an already fallen tree, okay? And I just ended up dulling the machete. So that was a hard lesson learned, that it's not like in the movies where you just take an axe and start going to town on something and it just breaks apart perfectly. No, smoking can kill you, especially when the cigars are decades old. Okay. There's nothing here. There's definitely supposed to be something here. Yeah, there's no candles. Remnants of a previous fire. The glass was empty. Pity, I could have used a drink. Just a bunch of uninteresting books. Bunch of uninteresting books. I'm not interested in those. It's, can I go? Okay, back here. Yeah, no power. Well, that's kind of an issue, isn't it? Most of the clocks in the house weren't working. Several trophies for remarkable accomplishments adorned the room. A diploma granting the title of construction engineer to James T. Blackwood. Okay. The huge collection of books was impressive. I would have gladly spent days going through them. We get it, you're a voracious reader. Wait, what am I? Okay, I'm over here. Whew. Okay, now I'm over here. Oh. What was that I just got? Poker? It looks like a boring tool. Okay, it looks like an ice pick or something like that. Alright, okay, here we go. Oh. So you have to do each individual drawer as like its own. Oh, the envelope was empty. Are you sure about that? Okay, wait, that was the... Oh, that's the middle one. What about the bottom one? There we go. Okay, nothing. How about this? Really? Okay. 2 years in East Africa, a journey to the sources of the Nile. Another diary. How long is this one? Very long. Okay. I actually have to... My daughter's awake from her nap, so I'll be right back, but I will read this. Alright, I am back, and I'm ready to get re-immersed in the world. So this is this different handwriting or similar or... Okay. February 6th. The construction of the railway bridge is almost complete and went quite smoothly. It took longer than I expected, yet I wish it would have lasted longer. I'll be very sad to leave South Africa. I've become so attached to it, its culture, its arts, over the past few months, that I can't help feeling as if it was already a part of me. I will surely return someday, soon hopefully, although I'm afraid there's a great deal of work to be taken care of in good old Britain. Fortunately, I made some good friends here who were ecstatic about my new appreciation of their country. They have offered me some wonderful objects as a token of gratitude, which I have already created and got ready to ship, along with many trinkets I bought myself. It looks like I'm about to start a very substantial collection. It's a good thing Catherine agreed to move into our new home, although I fear several renovations will have to be made. Even more if I'm intending to start a serious new hobby. It seems I'll have to get back to work. John Patterson has just told me some natives are causing trouble. A very unfortunate thing, although I'm secretly rejoicing. February 12th. The natives won't leave. It's not like they're causing trouble as much as they're unsettling our workers. The only complaint so far has been distraction. They just stand still between the trees, staring at us without blinking an eye. I've watched them for a few minutes and they truly seem like some tenebrous statues. First it was just annoying, but lately it's become downright creepy. They seem to be stalking us. It's not like they're hindering the construction, but there is a general uneasy feeling as if they are about to jump at us at any moment. I think I will hire some protection as a measure of precaution. Okay. Let's see. So he leaves South Africa. February. Hang on, I'm trying to make sure I understand what's going on. Our new home. The natives won't leave. Okay. February 15th. Fascinating. I've been looking into these natives. They live in a nearby village and are a very small group, yet they seem to manage quite well. I had thought of them as quite an uncivilized tribe. That's just racism on your part, buddy. But their movements are calculated, and one can perceive a sense of careful organization in their tasks. Oddly enough, they seem to be very brutish, and their aspect looks awful, although I couldn't take a good look at their facial features as I followed one of them completely on my own, and it could have been dangerous getting any closer. Also, the village is poor and very rough, but some of the shacks left out as inviting or special. I forgot that there was music. It made me very curious. I'll try to come closer tomorrow. February 16th. My second expedition to the village of the natives has been foiled by an unexpected problem with the bridge. I'm afraid it was due to a slight miscalculation on my part, an indication that I should be focusing more on the task at hand and put my son love for all African things aside for a moment. It was my fault, and I accept it. February 20th. They are at it again, lurking beyond the forest. It's amazing how they have changed our perception of the surroundings. At first, we were delighted by the quiet nature of the place. Now we fear what horrors might be concealed in that dark and foreboding cloak of trees. The tops loom above us, overshadowing the bridge. Strange noises haunt our meals, even the river, telling ungodly secrets. We could be, of course, a bit more sensitive towards distractions, but I can't help feeling the area has, in fact, become more sinister. And yet, I'm still looking forward to satisfying my curiosity about the tribe. February 24th. At last, I found something more about the neighboring tribe. This is an incredible finding, and I just can't withhold my excitement. Some elders at the local town happened to know about them, but only through stories they heard. The most surprising thing is that the tribe was assumed to be extinct long ago, but according to my vague descriptions, the elders think that we could be dealing with a legend here. Everything they ever learned of them was during their childhood, when the tribe was stalking the town, much in the same way they have been stalking us. People used to call them Dilhaum, as such was the sound of screams heard echoing late into the night. Oh, okay, maybe I'm mispronouncing that then, or misreading it. They'd come out into the streets and see an evil glitter atop a hill in the distance. Some would say it was a fire, others the cursed spirit of an ancient god. Whatever it was, they say the bright light amid those fantastic screams was bone-chilling. The macabre scene would suddenly stop just as it had begun out of nowhere, never to be seen again in days to come. Intervals between those horrible nights became longer and longer until they soon faded into oblivion. The tribe apparently had retreated back into obscurity until now. They were later known as the Dalmar, or rather more scientific name, although none of the people I spoke with could possibly remember its origin. I find it extremely surprising that nobody has ever heard about this tribe, with the exception of a few townspeople. They must be incredibly rare, and judging by the stories passed on from generations in the town, very old. February 27th. I will confess that I've become nearly obsessed with this strange tribe. I see them as the most prized goal of my appreciation towards all South African things. A dangerous yet irresistible reward. I feel as if they were my discovery. I simply have to study them before leaving. I fear I won't have the chance to ever again. It has become an important goal of mine, even more important than finishing the bridge. A lot of thoughts about this. March 4th. Finally, I have managed to see them. My God, what a disturbing spectacle. When we arrived, they were moving around the village very slowly, without speaking or communicating with each other, each minding his or her own business, completely alien to the rest of the world. They were filthy looking, coarse, and downright disgusting. I couldn't see any weapons, but they could have been stored somewhere. It was all very strange behavior in a tribe. They must be quite unique. Then, as if they had suddenly all become possessed by some wild spirit, they began shaking spasmodically and screaming like mad. Some of them dropped to their knees and lifted their heads to the sky, eyes blank and moaning in an indescribable way. Two of them walked away, still in that monotonous and slow manner, and in great contrast to the rest of the scene, into a shack. The next minute they brought out into the open an odd-looking mask. Its shapes, colors, and overall looks, while unsettling, were mesmerizing, and I felt instantly hypnotized by it. It rendered my modest collection of African curiosities into dull and uninteresting items. The mask was very ominous, and the whole tribe seemed to greatly revere it. Soon they began to gather around it and move in circles, fluttering and chanting a guttural psalm. Judging by their motions and aspect of the whole ritual, it must have been some kind of war ritual. I'm not sure how to explain what happened next, as I feel my pulse is already throbbing. Words fail me to recount the most disturbing thing I've ever witnessed. One of the male villagers walked into the middle near the mask by his own will. It was an almost automatic act. All of a sudden, the remaining members became silent. I can't tell for how long it lasted, but I was afraid to breath. I think Dalby and the others were also scared. They wouldn't even blink. I remember being soaked wet and expectant. The silence was so unnatural that a few members separated from the people, circling the mask, and jumped on the single villager, beating him to death. To be completely faithful to the event, the small crowd tore him apart. They grabbed his legs in twos and threes and twisted them in a manner I dare not describe. His face was disfigured with their bare fingernails and teeth, and the torso soon disappeared under the frenzied tangle of hands. In a matter of a few minutes, the villager was turned into a red sack of bones. Not one of the attackers had the compassion to snap his neck during the sickening process. All was very methodical, as if it was just another mundane task. The most terrifying aspect, though, was that the victim didn't even cringe. The silence was so deep I could hear his flesh ripping. I would expect any living creature to scream its guts out in such a condition. I can't tell whether he was drugged or half asleep, but I did recognize him dancing like everybody else before walking into the middle of the circle. It was the most outrageous and sadistic sacrifice I've ever heard of. I don't think I will ever forget what I saw. My intentions of approaching further, even if they didn't have any weapons at hand, vanished. Those creatures, I dare not call them human beings, could have killed my whole company in the blink of an eye with their rage. They seemed to be completely out of themselves and willing to destroy anything intruding into their path. While the images of the sacrifice still haunt my thoughts, I still can't seem to forget that mask. It was so deceptively simple and yet perfect in its design. I haven't seen anything like it. I surely would love to take a better look. I feel the Dalmar, dangerous as they are, could be the most important ethnical finding in decades. What I have seen today is crying out for some further investigating. I just can't leave them like that. I would never forgive myself. And the mask. That mask. I was ecstatic after reading the journal. The material was incredible. Was it? Interesting. Yeah, that was quite the intense journal, gotta say. Huh. It's a perpetual motion machine that isn't actually perpetual. Actually only does it a couple times. Kind of terrible. Oh wait, are there scratches over here? It was locked. Oh, that wasn't useful. Okay. Maybe this key? Key didn't fit there. Okay. Yeah, there's scratches on the side of the desk, it looks like. Okay. So if I... Sorry. Can I go over to that side? Yeah, look, there's like scratches on the side of the desk. I don't think that this is really helpful though. Yeah, okay. The music completely stopped. Kind of crazy. All right, let's go in here. Ah, so here's the dining room. Now this is on the other side of the foam room is right over here. Okay. Oh. I couldn't decide what was more impressive, the incredible collection of books in the study or the amount of booze in the dining room. Okay. I'm guessing. JB, my favorite. I wonder why it keeps reminding me of Falling Darkness. There's some trees here. I guess that's what happens when you don't water the plants for a long time. Yep. That makes sense. Anything here? Oh. Oh, here we go. Tablecloths, napkins. That certainly isn't my thing. Okay. We got a little painting here. Oh, sorry. Oh, here we go. It was just some useless junk. Wow, what were we talking about? Well, look, there's something, there's like an impression there. I guess it's like on the table. Gooses, geese taken to slaughter. Oh, this is a mirror. Oh, phew. Okay. And nothing really super helpful here in the dining room. Okay, so here's some other stairs. Several vases of African craftsmanship were standing against the west window. Okay. Yeah, sure, we can have that open. Why not? The drawer was stuck beyond hope. Wow. Don't even try to open this. It's stuck beyond hope. Despair, for you will never open this drawer. Okay. Very neat. I guess I'm gonna keep, you know, going this way if I can. Oop. I don't want to go up the stairs just yet. Here we go. This is like a kitchen right here. A key holder, except there weren't any keys hanging from it. It's just an ordinary little table. There are plenty of kitchen utensils in the house, ready to be used. That's great. The door to the oven was firmly stuck in place. Okay. I don't know. Apparently the water wasn't running. Oh, utilities are off. Well. No water, no power? Are you serious? Okay, there's a knife here. Oh. Okay. I was carefully holding a sharp butcher's knife. Okay, nice. And this has nothing in it. Okay. Anything in the futuristic looking fridge? The interior of the refrigerator was begging for some serious cleaning, not to mention a powerful disinfectant. Oh my god, there's bones. And booze. Pretty much just bones and booze. Yeah, look at this weird looking fridge though. It was a nice rustic old-fashioned grinder. Okay, so we can put something in to be ground. I don't know what we would grind up just yet, but it's nice to know that there's a grinder in the kitchen. Countless jars and cans adorned the kitchen. Don't know if there's anything else here for us. The door to what I assumed was the basement was locked. Okay. Oh, is this where the voices were coming from? Right? Okay, wait, I'm trying to get... Can I look under the sink or no? Oh. Oh my gosh. It's like a guest room or something like that. Oh, okay, wait. The topmost sheet of paper of the pile had some curious markings on it, so I grabbed it to have a closer look. Okay. I was sure there was much more to it than at first seemed clear. Thought we were gonna have like a look at it, or no? Just some photographs of nature. Just a bunch of uninteresting books. Not like this book, Housekeeping. Okay. Not really anything that we can do with that. Okay. The Practical Photographer. Oh, we took a pen, or a pencil. The pencil was very ordinary. Okay. So there is a key that's supposed to go in the key holder there. Above a vase, it looks like. Okay, this is from the kitchen. It was an old picture of the kitchen that I just left. Right. Okay, I'm glad that we were able to look at that. Uninteresting books. Okay. So there's nothing in there? Oh, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. You had to click on the edge of the... You had to click on the actual ring. That's interesting. It was just some useless junk. Whoa! Maybe useless to you? Maybe junk to you? Looked like whoever stayed in this room loved photography. What tipped you off? Was it everything in the room being about photography? Okay. Cool trees. Bridge. Okay. Let's maybe get closer. Anything here? Lots of vases and stuff. Okay. Very interesting. Let's go over here. I wonder if there's anything I'm gonna have to do with the paintings or if they're just for atmosphere. Practical photography. Oh, it's like that book. Stereoscopic Pictures, Charles A. Long. Okay. Nothing to do with the mirror, it looks like. The bed in this room was miserable looking. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, maybe we just go outside? Or oh, it's a bathroom. Oh, hey, it's these pictures from the intro. Yeah. The smell coming from the toilet prevented any further investigation. Gross. Huh, there's some scratches there on the wall. The sink was covered with a thick coating of dust. It looked as if the cleaning ladies had skipped this room. The water wasn't running. Look, the scratches right there. I see scratches on the wall, and I think that's the name of the game. Okay. So that's a picture of the outside. Oh. Okay. The former owners. There's a mausoleum we can visit at some point. There's a flower in the fountain. And down here. Oh, that's the open basement door. That's what that is. Okay. Huh. Am I centered in the camera? Okay. The open basement door. That's what they zoomed in for the credits at the very beginning. Evidently, this bathroom had been used as some kind of dark room. Some of the tiles been removed here, I notice. No power. Okay, that's probably something that we gotta get working soon. Okay, let's leave this room. Back to the kitchen. I'm curious to see, actually. Yeah, there's no vase. There was a vase that was underneath the keys here. I'm guessing that the key dropped into the vase, and that vase has now been relocated. So in order to get the key, we'll have to find the vase. There are plenty of kitchen utensils in the house ready to be used. I don't know. Okay. Okay, we're back outside. Interestingly. We're at like the back of the house though. There's the Blackwood family crypt mausoleum over here. A thick wire was tied between both handles, securing the door to the crypt. Years of corrosion had stiffened the wire on the door handles, making it impossible to manipulate with my bare hands. We need some tools to get into the crypt. What is this thing? Looked like a boring tool. Okay, well, that wasn't useful. Okay, well, I don't really know. I'd love to have like a closer look at the ice pick or whatever. I mean, probably we're gonna have to get like a wire cutter or something like that. Needle nose pliers. Let's get back inside. Okay, okay, now this leads to the doors, right? I'm just trying to make sure I understand my way around. This is the dining room, right? Now, I haven't seen that vase anywhere, right? Have I? The vase that was underneath the key? I feel like if I did, you know, I would have investigated it by now. Okay, okay, so we've basically investigated all of the first floor. Next up, we're gonna go up the spiral staircase, but I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got some bad news. I kept playing for another 40 minutes, and I looked over and I realized that I hadn't been recording the whole time. This has only happened a few times in my storied career here on YouTube, and I'm just sad that it happened on this particular occasion. So don't worry, the 40 minutes that I played was mostly just me exploring the house, reading documents and things like that, and I kind of got to a point where I was like, I'm not really sure what to do next, and then I looked over and I was like, oh, great. So that's what happened. I'll take you through what I did. It'll be a little quicker than it was when I did it naturally, but basically I realized I was like, I need to look for that vase. I looked here, it wasn't there, and then I went to the other side of the house and I looked in this vase, which I mean I should have done this earlier, but this is the vase, this one right here that has the key in it. So that was a nice moment. Anyway, now we've got it. So let's take a look. The rusty golden key was quite heavy. Oh, I also figured out this this letter right here that I wasn't sure what to do with. I was sure there was more to it than at first seemed clear. You're supposed to take the pencil and trace it. So we did that. I managed to reveal what appeared to be a letter in Italian. Now, if you try to look at the Italian letter, it says I had to do something about it. Oh boy. So I'm not sure what to do about it yet. I went to the library and looked for like Italian dictionaries and stuff, which actually, let me go there real quick because I never went back to the library. I don't think there's anything else to do there, but there's some interesting books there, like some little Easter eggs and stuff. I went here and I was like, Italian dictionary anywhere? There's the Necronomicon by Abdul Al-Hazred. Lovecraft lore. At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. The previous folks had taste. No question about that. The Grasshopper Lies Heavy by Hawthorne Abdenson. That probably means something to someone, but unfortunately not me. And I think those were the ones that I saw. It was just some boring and annoying book entitled Worlds of Mist. Is that some mist slander? Some mist hate? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if there was any other like individual books. But yeah, no Italian dictionaries, so not quite sure what I need to do with the Italian letter, considering I don't know Italian. But yeah, let's go up the stairs here, because that's what we need to do next, I think. Oh wait. No. Because the key actually goes Here, the basement. Which I tried it, and I was like, it's a shame I didn't end up recording this. I tried it and I was like, there's no way it works, but we have to try it. The golden key fit nicely into place and unlocked the door. So, I'm not gonna say anything about the basement. I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm just gonna click through stuff, okay? So. So right away, I don't know why the music's like this. And I still don't. It was terribly cold and damp in the basement. There was a drain cover in the concrete. The valve was stuck and wouldn't budge. I hoped I wouldn't have to push any of those boxes around. The interior of the furnace was as dark as the mouth of a wolf. In any case, I didn't want to spend too much time near it. There was a huge furnace covering most of the east wall. I didn't understand why, but I began to feel terribly uneasy. It had a menacing look to it. Yeah, people have for sure died in this thing. For sure. There were just some uninteresting boxes. Let's see. My mind could have been playing tricks on me, but there seemed to be some occasional distant noises. And for some reason, flipping the levers doesn't do anything. Suddenly, I felt a very cold breeze on my neck, and it was then that I decided I wanted to leave the basement as soon as possible. Which, I interpreted this as the game telling me, you're gonna want to leave. So yeah, that was the basement, probably the most interesting part so far. Okay, they are on slow. I just want to make sure. Sometimes it has reset my settings before, but I think it has to do with the save file. Anyway, alright, let's go upstairs now. Here we go. Let's see. I remembered that Jerry said a nice room had been prepared for me upstairs. So first we're gonna go in here, the stained glass room right here, which is a bathroom. The only thing to get here is, this rag. There's a rag that's in the bottom drawer. The rag was relatively clean, everything considered. Other than that, there's nothing in there that I don't think anyway. Not that I remember. And I just played this, so I think I would remember. There were a couple of towels in the bathroom, but a great deal of repair work would be necessary before I would attempt to take a shower. You can't interact with the bathtub or anything. I tried. You can go further in, but you can't really do anything yet. I don't know if that'll change, but yeah, lots of missing tiles and stuff. It's kind of in a state of disrepair. You get it. Okay. By the way, I was very disturbed by this. That's a doll. It's a human-sized doll with this kid. What the hell is going on? And then they got lots of edgy paintings here, like Saturn devouring his son or whatever. You know, just everyday stuff that you would have in the house, no problem. Yeah, you know, evil-looking cherub and what, fawn-looking things. I don't know. Bro, are you baked right now? Yeah, dude, this stuff was strong. Okay, let's see. Should we go? Let's go in here first. So now this is not the guest room. I'm trying to remember what you can do in here. But you can look at the paintings, which is cool. You got Sir Ponce de Leon or whatever that guy is. Lots of historical things. And then you got Princess Fifi over here. So, you know, it's an eclectic array. I'm trying to remember. I didn't want to go through a bunch of trinkets and perfumes. It's like, okay, dude. How do you know? There could be more stuff. You don't know. Yeah, there's a cracked picture frame here. Not sure what that's about. And then there's a watch here. So, but you can't take it. A lot of things like that around here. A diploma was displayed on the shelf. It appeared that the people who lived in the house were very educated. Several romantic novels and history books. I decided to stay away from them. Seriously, what's with Princess Fifi over here? Kind of not matching the rest of like the, I don't know, romantic history here. There's a mirror here. There's lots of mirrors around, you'll notice. The bed seemed to be comfortable, but too fancy for me. Okay, I think if I go this way. See, there's a mirror here, and I'm not sure why. If you move it, I feel like that's the lamp, right? If you move it up. Oh, if you use the arrow keys, you can spin around. I feel like that's kind of jarring for you guys, though. So yeah, so I moved the mirror to where it's pointed at this decoration on the bed, but I'm not sure what that did. I don't know if that did anything, really. But yeah, other than that, we can't really do anything in here yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave. We'll go into this room across the way. I was unusually surprised after entering this room. It was some kind of gallery, its theme being African culture. I don't know why this is so surprising. We read a book all about how the previous owner of the house loved Africa. Something that looked like a lion's claw was firmly attached to a necklace. I haven't figured out how to get it off yet, if we even want to. So there's some masks here. Mysteriously, all those masks, they made me feel very uneasy. They seem to be guarding the room. Now there is one missing, you may notice. For some reason, our hero refuses to comment on it. I'm not sure why. There's a display over here. That's kind of the main thing of note here, is this display. There's a compass, a map, a flask, canteen, whatever, telescope, pictures. The lamp seemed to be broken beyond repair, probably the souvenir of a hazardous journey. And it was about this time that I remembered, like, hey, the power's out. When night falls, I'm going to need some way, some kind of light source. So I don't know what we're doing for that, but the guy's like, I'll just leave that lamp there. Dear James, I'm going to make use of these resting moments to thank you once again for your kindness. Those shields that you have donated to us are wonderful. If it weren't for you, our section dedicated to African objects wouldn't be anything else other than a mere collection of photographs. Also, I've been looking into these Dalmar you mentioned. I have to say, they seem to be rather fantastic. If it wasn't for your personal account of their activities, I'd dismiss them as old wives' tales. I found a few books mentioning them, and I'd be very happy to lend them to you. They will be mailed at once. I hope you can satisfy your curiosity. Cordially yours, Simon Russell, the director of the Durham Museum of World Arts. Oh, yeah. This is 1962 right here. Yeah, I meant to mention this earlier. I was actually looking up information on uncontacted tribes just last night, just for fun, because I was looking into information. I was curious about North Sentinel Island in particular. A few days ago, there was when I'm recording this, there was a YouTuber who was arrested by Indian authorities for attempting to travel to North Sentinel Island, where there's an uncontacted tribe, the Sentinelese, who have never have been like incorporated into society, right? So they've been living on this island for thousands of years, and I think there's been contact in the past, but it did not go well because they have not been. One of the issues is of like why they want people to leave them alone, and why, in the contacted part of the world we want them to be left alone is that their immune systems are not, they don't have like, immunity to a lot of horrible viruses and diseases today. So yeah, it would like completely wreck them if they were to be, if they were to come in contact with those. But yeah, this YouTuber took like a can of Diet Coke over there, and he's lucky they didn't kill him. There was a missionary a few years ago that tried to make contact with them to evangelize to them. He ended up being killed. So like very quickly, they were just like, we're gonna kill you, and they killed him. So yeah, uncontacted tribes are very interesting to me. The idea that we're sharing the world with people that would be like, they would think that this is like witchcraft, It's kind of interesting because I feel like we get so cynical with all this technology and stuff. And we kind of take it for granted. The beautiful vases were mesmerizing. I really like this one. Big cat. But yeah, I think the number one lesson here is to leave them alone. It wouldn't move. For some reason, the display case was holding perhaps the most impressive items in the room. A pair of huge carved tusks were occupying a corner of the gallery. Now, for some reason, I can look down here. I don't know why. I don't know, like, what I'm supposed to do with this. But, yeah, so that's about all I got here. But yeah, when he was talking about the uncontacted tribe of the Dalmar, I was like, wow, what interesting timing, because I was just looking into that. Here's the stairs, by the way, of the main entrance right here. The curved staircase. That's how you know you're rich. Curved staircase. Okay. I quickly realized that this had to be my room. It became evident why as I glimpsed the gorgeous view through the huge window. The view was inspiring. Jerry had picked the right room for me. It would be ideal when doing some work. Now, when he said this, I was like, huh. A beautiful oak desk was standing against a window with an extraordinary and inspiring view. So what we do here is we get our typewriter out. There's the paper and the typewriter. Close our suitcase and put it away. I was eager to start doing some work, but the idea of exploring the place was too tempting. So this is the game's way of saying like, not yet. So then we go over here and we get this suitcase out. We start looking through our other stuff. So here, this is one of our books, Michael Arthate, that's us, Vanishing Town. And I'll summarize it for you. Basically, it's like a Twilight Zone episode. In fact, I think I might have seen this one. It stars a traveler who comes across a small town of Fetch Rock, set in Cornwall, England, that's completely deserted. Nobody living there, just a complete ghost town. And he goes to a nearby town to tell the authorities about this. But when they visit Fetch Rock, it's a normal town, bustling with people and commerce and all sorts of stuff. And 10 years later, John Parker, a journalist, decides to investigate these strange events. And what he finds particularly odd about it is that the townspeople don't remember anything that happened on the day that the traveler visited. So, that's kind of an interesting idea for a book. Not bad, Michael. Jerry P. Carter, real estate agent. So Jerry's our realtor. In case that wasn't clear, because it might not have been. We got a pen right here. It was an ordinary pen. Michael's a man of surprisingly few words for being an author. Barbara. There's a phone number for Barbara. Oh, I should call Barbara. I should go to the phone and call Barbara. So, yeah, I got to a point where I was like, I don't know what to do next. And then I looked over and I was like, I'm not recording. Barbara, I skimmed over that the first time. Okay. I'm like backseating myself here. There's toothpaste and toothbrush. Very cool. Okay, here we go. So this is a letter to Michael from Jerry. 1976. So that's when this takes place, 1976. Michael, it took me months, but at least I think I managed. Well, I mean think, so to speak, as there are only a few details left, but I can confirm with certainty that the house is yours. I owe you an apology because I didn't think it'd take me that much time. I tell you, I'd have never thought that finding a Victorian house, and no more and no less than Rothbury, would have been so hard. The majority of the old houses in this region are either impossible to live in, or they belong to the aristocracy. As if that wasn't enough, you and your bloody whims. Was it really that necessary being so cut off from town? Why all this sudden need for solitude? Well, as long as you don't become one of those typical hermit riders. Anyway, this beauty will take your breath away. It belonged to a wealthy family that always took great care of it. Around the mid-60s, it became the property of one person, I believe a friend of this family. He lived there for about 5 years or so and then abandoned it. Yes, you read right, abandoned it. As far as I know, this lunatic, a renowned doctor, spent his last days getting drunk in lousy bars before vanishing from the face of the earth. Why someone would do that is beyond me. The house then became the property of the National Trust, and surprisingly enough, no one ever did anything about it. That is, until I rescued it from oblivion, of course. It took me a lot of work, so I hope you like it. The price is just as we discussed earlier. I know it's hard to believe, but the price of the interior was never agreed upon, so whatever you find inside, be it furniture or a long-lost Rembrandt, it's yours. Just remember our deal. If you find anything of great value, you have to share it. Now, I won't bother you if your sofa collection happens to be valued in the thousands, but if you bump into a hidden cache of money, and you can never know really, then I want a piece of it. Wait a second. If you happen to sell any important item you find inside the house, such as your sofa collection, I have to get a part of it too. Business is business, my friend. By the way, I sent 2 people over yesterday to clean it from top to bottom. 6 years without inhabitants must have left a nice coat of dust, don't you think? They couldn't do wonders, though, and you are going to need weeks to fully clean that place. Oh, they told me the house seems to have a rat problem, but you can't have it all. Should you need anything, don't hesitate to give me a call. Your friend, Jerry. You know what? I should give Jerry a call. I don't know why I didn't think about that. It was too early to go to bed. What is this, Stardew Valley? Excuse me. Excuse me. Here we go. The books in the room were rather boring. No horror novels. Unbelievable. A man who is bored by anything that isn't horror. Who is he? You guys? Why is it that I can't concentrate? Crumpling pages like this. It's getting worse. The whisperings, they're killing me. They cannot be real. They cannot be real. Barred the doorway, but still can hear them in my dreams. How to get rid of it? If it was only so simple. But tearing it apart would force one to admit its otherworldly nature. No, it just can't be possible. I can't allow these thoughts to cross my mind. But I can really hear them so clearly. Have I really lost it? It just can't be that I'm experiencing exactly what James did. It has to be influence. How else to explain that every time I walk past the gallery, the whispers grow louder? They're luring me inside. It wants me closer. I can hear them again. Yes, the tortured souls of the fallen, now suffering for eternity. A chant. Next room. I know for sure its source now. I can't fool myself any longer. Those drums? Oh, please, for Christ's sake, don't let it be drums. I have to document this. I have to keep going. Because if James was right, may God have mercy on our souls. Barred the doorway. I wonder what had distressed the writer this much. So basically, there's James, who we've read about downstairs, and that was the original owner, I think. And then there was another owner for about 5 years. That's the one that Jerry talked about. That's this doctor fellow who also has this bag right here, which we just take the stethoscope. Seems to be about the only useful thing in the bag, apparently. Although there are some weird drawings. Is that a pig? What is that? What is that? Some anatomical drawings or whatever. It says clinical maternal fetal nutrition, I think is. It doesn't say fetal, but there's some other stuff that I found that makes sense with that. I love this. I love this painting. Huh? That looks like what she's saying. Huh? I don't like it when there's no music. It appeared as if a doctor used to sleep in this room. Right. Well, I mean, the doctor's bag with the stethoscope probably tipped me off, but it takes some people a little longer. All right, let's see. Is there... There's a couple other things. In the desk. There's more alcohol. I'm guessing belonging to the doctor. And here we go. So there's some fetal anatomical drawings here. More of them. I'm not sure why. It's kind of like these look kind of like the paintings outside. There's more anatomy here. Yeah. A lot of anatomy, skeletal stuff here. Yeah. So, you know, some of it makes sense because it's a doctor. I mean, I guess maybe... Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, okay. We're not done yet. There's, if you may remember, back here, there's an attic area. Or at least before that, there's, like, this third floor, which is unfinished. This door right here seems to be stuck. And then over here, we'll be going down there later. And then here's the attic up here. So yeah, we open this. There's a lot of cinder blocks around for some reason. And a metal rod in the cinder blocks. Found in the upper bathroom. Yeah, this is a bathroom. I wouldn't use it, but that's just me. Pile of old bricks. Most of the planks scattered throughout the third floor were all dry and brittle by now. The upper bathroom would have been beautiful under different conditions, but in its current state, it was sad and depressing. You can see the tall ceilings here. Basically giving you like a realtor tour at this point. We'll be caught up to where I stopped in just a moment. There's not really anything here. The amount of trash in this room was unbelievable. The only thing here that I found was this. It's a neat little stove. And you can actually take the metal rod and put it in. I tried to use... Oh, wait. Oh. I missed an item. I'll just tell you, there's some matches that I missed. We'll go back and get them in a second. I tried to light the stove, but the guy was like, I don't want to waste matches. I don't need to burn anything yet. Okay. So here we go. Before we go up, there is another door here. The door was locked, but I could see a key on the other side through the keyhole. So we haven't found a key for that just yet. Once again, lots of cinder blocks, wood and stuff. And then there's like a tower here with a spiral staircase. Weirdly, you can open the window and look outside. I'm not sure why, but the fact that you can do that is kind of creepy to me. You can also do it at the top. A couple of old rusty lamps adorned the top of the tower. So yeah, here's the top of the tower. It's just wooden up there. Oh wait. Oh my gosh. So that's the open window, right? And then there's another one right here, which again, you can open and look out. For some reason it looks nighttime, even though it's not. So yeah, that's the tower. One last place to go to, and that's the attic. I don't think there's anything here. And then we gotta go get those matches that I missed. Whoops. So yeah, here we are, see? And it's really dark over there, but it looks like it ends. Looks like it's not just like, you know, pitch blackness over there. A useless array of random items of every imaginable size and color occupied all the corners of the attic. Now there is this thing. It's a little music box with a little flower, like a little glass flower. You have to take it apart before you can leave it. And then up here, yeah, there's like a baby carriage, again with the baby stuff. There's like a bird cage, a globe. Yeah, there's mirrors all over the place. The pile of newspapers was huge. I needed a more specific date to look for. So yeah, there's not really something we really want there. We do have a lantern though. An old-fashioned lamp made me think of exciting adventures I'd always dreamed of going on. And then there's stuff to look through here, but it's like, I mean, there's like early airplane photos. Come take a trip on my aeroplane, it says. I don't know if this is like from it says burnt by the fire. Yeah. So these are some burned out buildings. And then this is Barrow 1848. Here's another house that was damaged by a fire. It says the picturesque outline blackened by flames. Swain School was reduced to charred ruins this morning. So I'm not sure what that's all about, or if that has any relevance to anything. Gaiety, Picturedrome, get the advantage. Oh, this is the Mirror of the Mighty World. Again, with the mirror thing. Now here, it says, Meat Packers Ltd. sold 3 meat cuttings, to Blackwood Manor. Sold to, it says, C.C. Milton, I think? I don't know if that's the doctor or what, but it says January 1970. So that kind of aligns with what we've seen. I strained my eyes to detect if there was anything useful among that junk, but instead I got the impression of a sinister presence lurking in the shadows. And that's about when I decided to peace out of here. Okay, you're all caught up. Like, that's all that I've done. I got to this point and I was like, well, I'm not really sure what else to do. But we're going to go, let's see, was it the guest room? I think it's the guest room. Let me go in there. And, wait, is it, I think it might be in here. Oh yeah, here we go. Matches. That's what I missed. I had only a few matches left. All right, I think I'm all caught up now. I think I've gotten everything. So, yeah, let's go call Barbara and Jerry. Let's use the phone because I think we've explored everywhere in the house. Okay, you're all caught up. Everything's new. for me from this point on. One thing I noticed is that, oh, I want to speak with Jerry. I called Barbara. I dialed another number. Huh. This kind of reminds me of the cat lady, the way this is laid out. Harvester Games. Okay, we'll call Jerry first. Can you get the power on, Jerry?
Hello?
Jerry, it's me.
What's up, Michael?
Everything seems to be fine, except the lights don't work.
Oh, you don't have to worry. I forgot to tell you. I had an electrician, one that I trust, to meet you there this morning. You know how a lack of power can be a recurring issue in old places like that. He should be arriving soon.
That's good to know. I'll set up my stuff and let you know how everything does later.
Perfect. Have fun.
Sure.
Oh, okay. What? Is the electrician showing up? What time is it? Oh, it's like 10. It's still like 10:10? Oh, the clock doesn't work. But then what am I hearing? The grandfather clock. The grandfather clock works. Let's call Jerry again. Jerry, I'm hungry. Make me a sandwich.
Hello?
Jerry, it's me.
Oh, it's the
What's up,
same
Michael?
thing.
Do you know anything about the previous inhabitants of this house?
Not much. Just there were some strange individuals. There's also the murder.
You're kidding me. A murder?
An old-fashioned murder. You'd probably love the details, but sadly I don't know very much. It's old history, really. Although it caused quite a stir there in Rothbury. It seems the owner, James Blackwood, I think, went mad and killed his wife. I do remember the date, though. May 1963.
James Blackwood, according to the stuff I've been reading.
So you're already turning the place upside down? I should have thought so.
There's enough material for a whole series of stories here, you know.
After you finish your book, my friend.
Yeah, but it can never hurt poking around a little.
Would you just get back to work? Call me if you need anything.
All right. Goodbye.
Okay, first I've got several thoughts. First of all, you didn't think to mention the murder until now? I'm gonna be living here. Anyway, yeah, I would have mentioned that maybe before. My client is already at the place, about to lie their head down on the pillow. Anyway, sorry. So that's my first thought. My second thought is 1963 is when James Blackwood murdered his wife. Okay. First of all, when he said that, I thought he was going to be like 1814 or 1742. But no, 1963. Remember, the year is 1976, so it's only 13 years ago. That's like if I was like, I remember the date. May 2013. You'd be like, okay, well, that wasn't that long ago. Okay. Interesting. So we've got the timeline, the rough timeline from Jerry. We're stitching together across multiple avenues of communication. So 1963, James murders his wife. Mid-60s, it transfers to a new owner, the doctor. C.C. Milton might be his name. He lives there for another 5 years or so, and then goes and gets drunk in bars and drops off the face of the earth. We come here in 1976. So that's kind of the general timeline of the house's history. Let's call Barbara, whoever that is.
Hello, R8 Productions.
R8 Productions? What in heaven's name was that?
Oh, hi, boss. I was just fooling around.
Well, don't. I don't want people thinking I'm some kind of studio. And don't call me boss.
I'm sorry, it's just that no one was calling and all of a sudden I got excited.
I told you it was going to be that way, girl. But I still need you there. I just hope you're not being bored to death.
Oh, don't worry. I'm studying tongues during my spare time. I love that so much.
What?
That's
Oh,
great,
language.
but don't lower your guard. As soon as I publish my new book, that place is going to get riddled with phone calls and hundreds of fan mail.
That's the spirit, boss. I know your new book is going to be a huge success.
Of course it will. As soon as I find a proper ending. And stop calling me boss.
As you wish, boss. Oh, sorry.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Good luck.
Okay, so Barbara's my secretary. or assistant or manager, agent. I don't know. Your agent wouldn't call you boss, though. Your manager wouldn't call you boss either.
Hello?
Hey, it's me, Barbie, dear. I need to ask you a favor.
Barbie?
I found a letter here, and I'm curious about it. It's in Italian. Do you think you could translate it for me?
My, Mr. Athwaite, are we being naughty?
Mrs. Styles.
Yes, of course I can. Just send me the letter and I'll put hands to work as soon as I have it here.
Excellent. I wonder if the postman will come by.
Oh.
I feel like I'm the last person alive on the whole planet here.
Well, have you told the post office in Rothbury that you're moving to Blackwood Manor?
Yes, Jerry did. I just hope they don't forget about me, that's all. In any case, thank you. You're such a dear.
That's what I'm here for.
Actually, that's what I'm paying you for. Anyway, I'll go and try mailing that letter.
I'll be standing by for action.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Good luck.
Okay. Interesting. I actually can go out to the mailbox right now. Let's see. Oh, that's what the envelope is for. The envelope had the Italian letter in it. Do we have postage? Hello? Okay. Oh, I had a thought. I can't remember what it was, though. Oh boy. Okay, can we go back outside? Let's go. Jeez. Okay. I went to the front gates just as Jerry had instructed, but there was no sign of the electrician. Okay. Oh. Mr. Arthate, Mr. Carter sent me here today to fix a power problem in your residence. I was told to meet you at the gates, but I've been waiting a few minutes and still haven't seen any sign of you. I will wait some more and then leave. Please contact Mr. Carter as soon as possible. What? Why don't you go up to the front door? Wait, what? Okay, well, I couldn't expect the postman to be some sort of clairvoyant. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Pen on there. Okay. The envelope had the letter and was properly addressed. Okay, wait, do I need to get stamps? No, no stamps. Don't need it anymore. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, the sky is different now. Yeah, remember it was like red? I guess because of the sunrise, right? Well, okay, let's call Jerry then. Jerry! Jerry.
Carter Properties.
Jerry, we have a problem.
What happened?
The electrician missed me. He left a note in the mailbox.
Bloody hell. He was supposed to meet you at the gates early this morning. I thought he was just being late.
Damn, then I must have missed him for a few minutes. What the heck am I supposed to do now?
Why don't you go check the fuses yourself?
I did.
Maybe it isn't that serious.
I've tried
Jerry,
flipping them.
All the fuses seem to be fine. I think the problem might be a little more complicated than that.
I see.
What should we do now?
Go get some candles.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. I'm calling this guy right away, and I'm afraid he won't be able to stop by until tomorrow. He was already driving there today as a personal favor.
There must be something you can do. I don't feel comfortable walking around this place with dim lights. I barely know it.
Michael, come on. Where's your sense of adventure? It would be like you were living in a past century. Exquisite Victorian house, lit by candles. What I wouldn't give to be in your place.
I left my sense of adventuring back in London, thanks. I have work to do.
Then do it. What else could you ask for? Now you have the chance to experience firsthand one of your period pieces.
Oh, very funny. Try getting that guy over here as soon as possible.
Don't worry, I will. Make sure you find some candles before it gets too dark.
Yes, candles. Bye.
Jeez. Immediately after hanging up with Jerry, I realized that I'd already explored enough to determine there wouldn't be any candles inside the house. Okay. So you're saying... Okay, so you're saying we should go to the store? Can we go into town? By the way, okay, oh, here's something I was thinking. This is very, like, Gabriel Knight Sins of the Fathers inspired, I think. In some spots, I can just tell. I had only just arrived and the idea of going driving again wasn't very tempting. Well, but we need to get candles. Okay. Even if I wanted to leave, I could not do so on foot. Okay. Well, we need to leave to go get candles, though. What are you talking about? Candles inside the house. Well, you know what? There's a place that we haven't been, actually. Over here. We haven't been down this way. I mean... Where's this path go? Oh my god. What the? Whoa. The massive double doors leading to the interior of the chapel were locked. Okay, well... The key didn't fit there. What? Okay. Okay, guess I'll keep going this way. What's over here? It's like a greenhouse? Can I go inside? The door of the greenhouse was stuck, probably due to some serious rusting of its hinges. I mean, could we pry it open? That wasn't useful. Knife? Hey, no, I could have hurt myself. I almost succeeded, but despite my efforts, the door wouldn't budge. Okay. He said he wouldn't find candles in the house. Wait, where am I? There's a small pool of water below the arching tree. The tree had a little hole in its base which allowed some water to pass through. Do I need water of some kind? No? Okay, interesting. Okay, wait. If I go back this way, there's the greenhouse. Wait. Wait a second. Is it, okay, so this isn't where you go? Oh, okay, okay. Phew. I was like, what? Okay. Maybe I need to call Jerry back again. Maybe him saying that it's like, I've explored enough of the house to know candles aren't gonna work. Maybe I need to call Jerry back and be like, candles aren't gonna work. Maybe that's what I was supposed to do.
Yes?
Jerry, I'm freaking out. I couldn't find a single candle inside this place.
You're kidding me. I can't believe it. Did you look well?
Yes, every single room, drawer, box, cabinet, nothing. No candles.
Alright, listen. The town isn't too far away. No more than 20 minutes drive. If you can't find some candles there, I'll eat my hat.
You'll eat your whole closet. This is getting on my nerves.
Come on, it's just a quick ride. You know how to get there?
Yeah, I saw it on my way here. Did you call Mr. Busy Electrician who couldn't hold on for just 5 more minutes?
Yes, he'll be doing me another special favor, and we'll be going there tomorrow afternoon. It's the
Make
best
sure the
thing you can do.
favor's
You have to bear in mind it's
enthusiastic.
Sunday. We'll charge extra, of course.
I don't care. I have no power. I'll get him myself if he doesn't show up.
Calm down. Drive to the town before it gets too dark. You won't be able to find your way back if it does.
Yeah, I had to buy some food anyway.
There you go. Godspeed. And drive safe.
Alright.
Should we call Barbara and tell her that I'd already bothered Barbara enough and I wasn't paying her that much after all? You know, I feel really stupid right now, but I hadn't even thought about the fact, this is the comment I want to make, that Barbie is short for Barbara. That just never entered my head. You know, sometimes you hear like a nickname and you just think of it as its own name. I've always thought that about Barbie. I mean, but it's weird, like, I know that you shorten Barbara to Barb. Barbie is just one step, I just never thought about that. Barbie. I think it's because a lot of times Barbaras don't seem like Barbies. They seem like Barbs. To me. Oh, the sky has changed. Alright, well, now we get the honor, the distinction of driving into town. Cool. The car would not start. It was only then that I realized I had left the lights on. Are you kidding me? The car battery was dead. Oh my god. Okay, well, maybe we could get into the garage somehow? Open it with my bare hands. Well, first of all, key didn't fit there. This, I already tried that key. Can you pick it somehow? Okay, the car battery is dead. That sucks. Well, we either need a jump, right? Or let's see if we can call somebody. Let's call Jerry again. Jerry, the car battery's dead. I can't drive into town.
Let me guess. Michael.
Jerry, you won't believe this. It's insane. My car is dead.
What? Are you sure?
Oh my
Have you
gosh.
checked its pulse?
I'm not joking. It's gone.
My friend, this completely redefines the term suspension of disbelief you sometimes use for your stories.
I know. I'm speechless. I forgot the lights on and the car ran out of batteries. All because of that bloody fog. Jerry, you've got to help me. Get over here.
Michael, look at the time. I can't drive to Northumberland right now.
But Jerry, I can't spend the whole night without one single source of light. I barely know this place, and I won't be able to find my way. Heck, I don't even know if it's rid of ghosts yet.
Are you a sleepwalker, Michael? You lie down on the bed, you sleep, you wake up, and you'll have tons of bright light then.
That's not helping. And you're the one who got me into this mess in the first place.
Hold on a minute. It's not my fault if the electrician missed you for a few minutes, there aren't any candles in a 3-story mansion, and your car's battery was low.
Okay, listen. When will you be coming back to Rothbury?
I'll be arriving home early tomorrow morning, and I'll come for you shortly after. We'll drive to town, stock yourself up, and then spend the rest of the day in your garden, drinking some beers while we wait for Mr. Electrician. Sounds like a plan?
Yeah, I guess. And I don't think there's any plan B either.
I'm afraid not. Sorry. I really took all the precautions to make your stay there as comfortable as possible, but I guess sometimes things are just meant to go wrong.
Apparently. All right, I'll be on my way then.
Call me back if you need anything. And Michael,
Yes,
just don't let this situation get on your nerves.
I promise it.
It already has.
Goodbye.
Too late. What, did you see the screen darken? Wait. The time was 6 p.m. I think there's like, is there a time mechanic in this game? Oh boy. Well, I don't know what to do next. All right, let's go ahead and take another break. I think we're making some good progress, but yeah, this seems like a good pausing point. I gotta go spend some time with my kids before bedtime. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. All right, we are back in Scratches. I am trying to remember what we were last doing. I think we just got off the phone with Jerry, didn't we? Our car's dead. There's no lights. Right. I'm back in it. Just wanted to mention that I'm channeling my inner 2006 right now in the spirit of this game, and I've got a Venom Energy. Anybody remember those? The one with the snake eye on them? Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, I'm back in the mid 2000s. So, here we are. Okay. Was listening to some alternative rock on Pandora just now. Anybody remember Pandora? All right, so as fun as it is to play the Do You Remember game, what should I do? Okay. I was thinking about this as I was falling asleep last night, actually. I was thinking about scratches, and I was like, I wonder what I'm supposed to do next. And we got the date, 1963 from Jerry. May 1963, I think was it. And so if you remember, we actually can go. How do you go up the stairs? There were that pile of newspapers up in the attic, and we could go there and look up a specific date because we were like, oh, I should come back when I have a date to look up. So yeah, here we go. Excuse me. Trying to remember. I think it's up. Wait, where am I? Oh, I didn't mean to click here. Okay, wait. No, I want to go back, please. Clicked on the wrong thing. Here. Go up. Thank you. Now remember, there was a sinister presence up here. We gotta be careful. Here we go, May 25th. I looked for the date that Jerry told me and found an interesting article. Terrible news shocks the community of Rothbury. This is in The Journal, a very distinguished publication. Mr. James Blackwood, distinguished resident of this town and widely acknowledged construction engineer, was accused of murder yesterday by Miss Ava Mariani, maid of the Blackwood family. While the nature of this situation is of the most unusual, given that Mr. Blackwood is a highly respected gentleman, Miss Mariani, an Italian immigrant and aspiring photographer, she probably wrote the note, affirms to having a photograph that supports this accusation. I knew no one would ever believe me, so I took a picture of him, she says. I was supposed to be in town during the afternoon, but I didn't have the need to. I didn't have any errands to do, so I was in my room and saw this shadow out in the garden. When I glanced through the window, I just couldn't believe my eyes. The lady. Oh, God, the sole thought of it sent shivers down my spine. Do we believe her? The photograph in question is in possession of the authorities, and it has been revealed that it clearly shows Mr. Blackwood burying a shape in his garden. We can almost confirm that the shape is a body, says Police Chief William Bailey. But even if the image is not clear, this alone, with Miss Mariani's statement, is enough to open a serious case against Mr. Blackwood. Police officers are already heading to the Blackwood Manor as we speak. Up until this accusation, it was believed that Mrs. Catherine Blackwood was on a trip. According to the information we received from the school where she teaches, the police chief continues, a notice was sent to the teachers department which stated that Mrs. Blackwood had to leave on a sudden trip and that she would make use of her license to do so. Miss Mariani's accusation puts Mr. Blackwood in a very compromising situation. Even if we can't find anything in the garden, he has a lot of explaining to do. The efforts of Dr. Christopher Milton, C.C. Milton, one of Rothbury's most respected doctors and longtime friend of the Blackwood family, to minimize the facts that have been unsuccessful, and the news is the subject of discussion throughout the whole town. Hundreds of rumors are crossing the land. Theories range from plausible and well-conceived to wild and crackpot ideas. But the question that keeps lingering in everybody's mind, for which the answer has yet to be found, is why would a wealthy and educated man cold-heartedly murder his wife after 30 years of marriage? Why indeed? Okay, now what? Okay, well, you know. Now what do we do? Oh, sorry. Okay, well, we found out information on the murder. The long shadows are really interesting. I like the day-night cycle in this game. It was getting late. Perhaps it was now is a good time to go to sleep. Oh, really? Is that so? Still pretty light in here. The view was inspiring. Okay, well, you know, I guess that's it. This lamp is in such a weird spot. It's bad feng shui. I just gotta say it. You know, you got a walking path here. I was getting very tired. I get it, dude. I laid down on the bed. Okay. Whoa, what's going on? Whoa, okay. Oh, is it coming from here? The African, collection? Oh! What? I was awakened from my strange dream by some odd noises reverberating around the room. Huh. Okay, everything's the same, actually. Wouldn't move. I mean, obviously there's a door behind here, right? But where does the door even lead? Where does it go? Okay. Yeah, that's still there, okay. So nothing in this room, actually. Was there something downstairs? What time is it? It's midnight. Okay. Did I hear anything? Like, I mean, I did hear something, but... Wait. What's going on out there? Should we go outside? I didn't want to leave the house at this time. It was already chilly enough inside. I mean, it looks kind of weird out there, right? I just have a feeling. I thought about investigating, but then I realized the basement would be pitch black at this time. I couldn't go down there without some light. Okay. The lamp didn't have any oil in it. Oh, we need oil in the lamp. Okay, so you want to investigate the basement, but we don't have lamp oil. I guess we just kind of wander around until we find something. Yeah, let's go back to our room. Maybe we can just go back to bed. Wait, I hear something in here. Not until I figured out where those scratching noises were coming from. Scratches. Well, okay, wait, does it change? Based on where we are? Like, right now, we're above the living room. I wish we could hear them somewhere else. Is it on the other side? Maybe it's on the other side. Here, hang on. Wait, but this is the African room, right? And I don't hear them in there. Are they in here? No, I don't hear anything. I still don't understand what this is for. What does that do? Excuse me. I don't know. Doesn't do anything. Hello. What? Amazing. There was a safe behind the picture. Were you just trying random combinations? I didn't know the combination, and safe cracking certainly is my expertise. Use the stethoscope, bro. Yeah. Use the stethoscope. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, we'll just make a note of that, I guess. Okay, it sounds... If it's not here, and it's not in the African exhibit, then... I mean, it might be in the living room. I just... Didn't I go over there? And I didn't... Let's take a look. I mean, is it in here? This is like the one room we haven't been in. I don't know. If I can only hear it in my room, then it must be in my room. Okay, let me see. Suddenly, the noises seem to grow louder. Oh my god, I just need to come over here. I listened carefully as I moved the stethoscope around the fireplace. The noises were coming from there, but I still couldn't determine their source. I'm surprised that worked. Something behind the painting? Okay, actually, you can't use the stethoscope. Wait, okay. Oh my gosh. What is making that scratching? I'm no pyromaniac. Light the rag on fire. It was clean enough. That wasn't what I was asking you to do. Okay, maybe if I do it again? Still couldn't determine. The noises were coming from there. From the fireplace? I mean, the other side of it... excuse me. The other side of it is in the Africa exhibit room. The other side of it is right here. The noises were definitely spreading through the fireplace, probably via some conduit. I concluded they had to be coming from below. Okay. Well, but how helpful is this? We can't go to the basement. It's too dark. It's too dark, I can't go down there. There's a weird noise, though. Definitely sounds very intentional. Maybe we can be brave enough now. With a light source of some kind. As much as I want to find the source of the scratches, I won't be able to proceed. Okay. Damn it, I can't... Well, I don't know. I mean, where's the lamp oil? Well, he just said source of light, so maybe... Okay, maybe what we do is we try to go back to bed, and then... tomorrow when the electrician is here, which I'm not even sure if that's gonna happen. The scratches had stopped. I thought it was the right moment for me to go back to sleep. Okay. I went back to bed. It's the next day, Sunday, October 13th. On the second day, a fierce storm had assaulted the lands. I could hear the trees creaking, or rather, moaning, to the lashing of the rain, and I quickly abandoned my hopes of having the power fixed. Of course. Wow. The view was inspiring. Alright, interesting. You know, there was an indie horror game that I really liked that came out probably 10 years ago by this, or like 12 years ago by this point. It was called Phobia: Fear of Darkness, specifically the update Phobia 1.5. I really liked Phobia. Now that I'm playing this game, I see that Phobia is heavily inspired by Scratches. In fact, so inspired, it's almost the same plot. Which is interesting, because I had a lot of respect for that game, but now I'm playing Scratches, and it's not that I don't respect Phobia anymore, but it is kind of like, oh, you guys really... Like, you played Scratches, and you were like, let's do that. It is different. It's like a 3D movement game, right? And there's like... It's different than this point-and-click experience. So, they did a different spin on it, but it is very similar in terms of atmosphere and stuff. Just an interesting observation from me for those of you guys that have kept up with indie horror for a long time too, might remember what I'm talking about. Anyway, this was a nice first video of Scratches, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. We've got some intrigue, you know, we're past the setup phase of things. We don't know what's causing the scratching sounds. I'm assuming that that's what the game is all about because it's called Scratches. But yeah, I'm excited to check out more of what's happening, and there'll be a new video tomorrow, same time, same place, for Scratches Part 2. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Think critically.